Our countdown to tip-off in the Great American Conference here in 2021-2022 begins today. It's a journey through the GAC. Hi, I'm Joey McWilliams. It's a privilege now to be joined here at this little conversation tour with Chad Tapp, who is in his first season as the head men's basketball coach at the University of Arkansas in Monticello. Coach Tapp, I know you're no stranger to the state of Arkansas, as you've spent a significant amount of time in Batesville, just down the road there in Lyon. How did you get to Monticello, and what are things like right now preseason as the opening game is right around the corner?
Yeah, no, I spent 8 years at Lyon College as the head coach there, and so familiar with Arkansas and familiar with a lot of the GAC schools on the Arkansas side, just, having to recruit against some of those guys. But no, it wasn't a planned deal. Obviously, Coach Tolan had left a couple of weeks before classes started, and just got someone had reached out to me about make sure, I got my stuff in, my resume in, and did. And came down and had a chance to interview and fell in love with the place and the opportunity. And so accepted the job on Monday, 2 days before classes started here, and 1 day before classes started at Lyon. So we kind of had to live a lot of life in about an 8-week span. So, but it's been fun.
Well, that's good. Well, I mentioned then the season's right around the corner, and I'm sure you know that very, very well. I mean, you really have had to hit the ground running and taking care of things. There has been some success there in the program in recent years, including some last year as well. But it's a totally different look for you now coming in. And so folks who are following the UAM program, definitely they're going to get they're going to need their programs this year, I think is probably the best way to put it, to get to know the players. Some of them have a lot of experience. You have a couple of graduate students in Josh Williams and Richard Feigen Jr. that you bring in. Can you tell us a little bit about some of these experienced players?
Yeah, just touching on the roster situation. We returned 7 minutes from last year and a total of 1 foul. So that's really about it. But, Coach Tolan did a great job here. They were able to win 2 conference championships. And, there's been a history of success here. This Friday we'll be honoring I think of the 1986 national runner-up team for Arkansas-Monticello. Coach Sharp, who coached here, will be here. And his dad was actually the head coach on that team. And Coach Noel did a good job. So there's been a lot of success here over the years. And, we kind of had to hit the ground running with trying to find some older guys. Josh Williams is one of them. He's a grad transfer. He's coming in here. He had played at Division II Tiffin and was 17 a game. In that league both years, and had been I think second team All-American as a junior college as a freshman, had a 56-point game. So he's a good player that we're fortunate to be able to pick up at the last minute. And then Richard Feigen is our other senior grad transfer as well. He kind of has the same path. He started off at Morehead State as a freshman, sophomore, and then transferred to Miles and was part of 2 conference championship teams for them. And so he graduated and is looking at medical school, so we were able to get him as a grad transfer as well. So we're definitely excited about those 2 guys. They add a lot of experience, and you can survive being bad in the post, but you can't survive having bad guard play. So we were excited about getting those 2 guys.
We're speaking now with Chad Tapp, who is in his first season now at UAM. The Weevils are picked 12th according to the preseason coaches poll, and I think that says as much to me as that you all are just mainly an unknown. I don't think they know exactly what to do with you. They're going to find out here pretty quickly in the GAC, and you get a chance to bring some players over also that were a part of your program at Lyon. A number of players like Ray Price, Cole Anderson. If you look at the roster online, you'll see Lyon out there besides a few players' names. Can you talk about those in particular, and maybe a couple more, some of those guards you were talking about?
Yeah, the preseason poll, that certainly we were expecting that, given that we brought back 7 minutes. But it was a little bit the definition of anticlimactic there when they released the poll and they started backwards, and we pull it up to see where we're at, and obviously being the first one in there. But that's expected. But no, we brought some kids with us from Lyon. Ray Price is going into his 4th year with us. He'll be a COVID junior. 6'3", really tough kid, was a first team all conference guard for us last year, and was a 3-year starter for us at line. Really a tough kid, understands what we're trying to do, and knows how to play. And then Cole Anderson will be a COVID sophomore, so he had been a 2-year starter for us at line. 6'8" inside guy, he can do a lot of different things, but we're definitely excited to have those. And Cole last year was a first team all conference guy as well. So those two guys are guys that we were really counting on pretty heavily for us in terms of returners. And then Zalek Sharp is another kid from Lyon that came with us that has been a guy that's played off and on, in and out of the starting lineup for the last 3 years. But same thing, knows how to play, really tough kid, and understands what we're trying to do. 2 more guys we brought. We had actually signed them to Lyon out of junior college, and they chose to come with us. Kylan McCullough is a 6'5" wing out of ASU Mid-South, who was 17 or 18 a game there last year, and really, really a good offensive player who keeps getting better. And then Kyle Moore is a 6'6" inside post guy who played at Cochise in Arizona last year, and really good program out there. Both those junior college programs, ASU Mid-South and Cochise, are really good. Cochise had gone to the national tournament back-to-back years, and Kyle was a big part of that. But he's a 6'6" insider, really good athlete, long-armed, out of Jonesboro, Arkansas. So those are the main 5. Only 3 of them had played at Lyon, but the main 5 that had come with us.
Coach, I have to say I've never had a coach be able to so succinctly wrap up their returnees or what they're getting in returning back as 1 foul in 7 minutes. I'm going to keep that in mind. That's
well, I didn't throw him into the bus with the 2 missed shots either, so.
Okay. Oh man, that's funny. How is it a luxury then to be able to have some players? I know not all of them played for you at Lyon, but to be able to bring some players over there that already know what's expected from your program.
Yeah, it is, and it's they've been able to help, and we've got a good group of kids. I think that's obviously they're 18 to 22 years old, and there's mistakes are expected, but it's a pretty good group of guys that are trying to do what we ask. And Ray and Zalek and Cole have been really good in terms of trying to help us communicate that expectation, what the standard is, and what we expect. And one of the first things we said when we got here is go to class and act right, and they've done a great job of that in the first 8 weeks. And so they've been really good, been bought into that, and it's helped having those guys to help deliver the message, but model it as well.
Schedule gets underway here pretty quickly, and before you get to the GAC portion of the schedule, which is it'll be a grind, and it always is, but it's a fun schedule year in and year out. But you get things started in Kansas City, taking on Lincoln out of Jefferson City, and then of course a perennial power in Division II, taking on Northwest Missouri State. Arkansas Baptist, get them at home, a new NAI program, and then a couple of other schools from Missouri and Missouri State, Missouri S&T, and then Drury, both of those out of the Great Lakes Valley Conference. Before you get to that GAC schedule, what were you looking at when you were putting together these first games?
Well, I really didn't put it together. We inherited it, so
okay.
That was one of the first situations. We walked into the office and there was a schedule sitting there, and we saw Northwest Missouri State second game of the year. So no, we're excited. We're excited to go up there and play and compete. And there's a lot of good teams there, and it's a great opportunity for us right off the bat to see what the level is all about, and see where we're at and what we have to do to get better. And then we're able to come back home and play a couple programs. Our Arkansas Baptist will be really good. They'll be well coached, and they'll certainly have some athleticism. And then we go to Drury and play in their Thanksgiving Classic. First game against Missouri S&T, and then turn around and play Drury, who's traditionally one of the better programs in Division II basketball. So we're excited about those opportunities and challenges. And really, it's kind of broken into different parts of the season. We'll get our preseason out of the way really quickly with those first 6 games, and then right off the bat, I believe we've got Henderson State to open up in December for conference play. So it's getting here quick.
Yeah, you head on the road to Arkadelphia December 2nd, and first home game in the GAC will be against Arkansas Tech and that is on Saturday, December 4th. Coach Chad Tapp, the team picked 12th according to the preseason poll, and I know it's a bit of an unknown, so we're going to find out more about what the Weevils are going to be like here in 21-22. Thank you very much for taking time with us today here as we count down to tip-off in the GAC.
Thanks for having me.